Colorado's defense is like watching a movie in 3D. You can see everything clearly, but it's still just an illusion. Bryan Knutson, what's going on, everybody? Fall in, add attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast. Former Husker wide receiver, multi-time national champ Kenny Cheatham.
This dude, y'all don't understand, this dude whooped the whole team.
Our recruiting expert and guru, Matt Sass.
Like Will Compton said, they're the school of the blind. A win is an understatement.
What's going on, everybody? Fall in, add attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, where now you can find all the Husker Army content at a new destination, as well as all the rest. Head on over to thecharacterchronicles.com. Just check through the podcast there. You will find all the Husker Army content as well. And you want to get a hold of us, make sure to send us a DM on either of our social media accounts, Twitter or X/Twitter, or Instagram or X and Twitter, at Husker Army Pod, or you can send us an email now right over to huskerarmypod@yahoo.com. Get your questions in, become part of the show. We'll get it on here. We'll definitely highlight it for you. So let's get rolling, guys. We're here. We're ready to roll. We got our guest, Super Frankie B, joining back into the team from the old Scarlet and Cream days, hanging out in paradise in Hawaii. Frank, how you been, man? It's been too long.
Oh, no, it's been way too long. And, you know, I get to brag about you guys all the time, you know, that you guys all started off with me, and then you guys surpassed me. So, yeah.
And we stuck together.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Years of friendship, brother.
Yeah, I know we were just reminiscing about our kids and how old they are already. Of course, you know, Bryan, I think your kids have already graduated and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
but, you know,
both mine are adults now.
Yeah. You know, here I am almost 50, and, you know, my kids are not even 10 yet.
Hey, so, yeah. That says something about you, Frank. That says something about you, man. You ain't old.
I'm a late
You
bloomer.
ain't old. There you go. I like it.
Same as me.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm 44 and I got 3 kids all under the age of 11. So,
nope, all done. No morezies. No morezies here. Kenny's the smart one. No kids.
I'm snipped, right?
I'm fixed. Oh yeah.
I'm the smart one.
Oh, yeah.
I just call it accurate glaze placement.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to throw something in for that right away.
Accurate glaze placement.
Frank, I would I've never ever explained it in a way that ever surpassed you. It was just, it felt to me like you may have done what you wanted to do in the podcasting part. You wanted to step away. I was happy to take hold for as long as I needed to, and man, it's been none of this happens without you, dude. I just need you to know that anytime anybody asks how this all started, it is instantly from that one tweet you put out asking if somebody wants to do a Husker podcast. That's all it took, and that's how it's always explained. None of this happens without you, so I can't thank you enough, man.
No, I appreciate that, and you know, yeah, I do recall that when you sent me that DM, say, "Hey, can I join your podcast?" And I was like, "Oh boy, a stranger from Fremont."
Yeah, so, we didn't know each other whatsoever.
No,
none.
And yeah, and then of course you come down to my place.
Where Bryan got a hold of me.
Yeah, I made the drive down to where you live.
Bryan hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, you should join us sometime." And I'm like, "Why?" I'm just like a dork.
No, recruiting like nobody else, dude.
It's still to this day like my favorite thing on earth. It's my hobby, and it just gets me like through my day-to-day grind of being a father and working construction. I just love it. Like, it's still after all these years. I started doing this in like 2006, and 20 years later, But still, every day following recruits. I love it.
Yeah, and I think about the podcasting thing. People ask how long you've been doing it, and I honestly blank for a second because I have to remember that it was 2018. It was Scott Frost's first year that we started doing a podcast. So this has been 8 fucking years, guys. 8 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They
And,
call
you
it
know
a
what,
10-year plan.
You know, it's I don't know if you guys know this or not, but my son Hadrian, he was just a little over a year old at the time, and you could see where he's literally looking behind Scott Frost's head and he's ready to pull his hair. You know, remember we had to, you know, because we had to. Remember we got there like at 8 o'clock that morning to get in line to go get his autograph.
Yes.
He was, and yeah, it was an all-day event.
I
And
wasn't with you guys. I went and got the wide receivers. But
Yep.
Yep, I do recall. And that line, what was it? What did he say? Like 2 miles long to go see Frost.
Mhm.
And the thing was, Frost was taking his time with everybody, so I doubt half the crowd got to see him that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, you can see my son. He's leaning over, and you can see his hand reaching out, ready to grab his. Little no, that would be things to come, right?
Something before
Yeah,
the
what
rest
a-
of us.
Yeah, what a lot of people would have liked to have done, and then some toward the end.
Right.
Yeah, well, hey, great segue on your end there, Matt. I'm going to pull up the graphic now, dude. We got to talk about recruiting right off the bat because it has been a crazy weekend, dude. You look at that.
It's
We've
been
got.
a great
That's
official
a-
visit weekend.
I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commits right there. You said you saw 2 or 3 of them just
Yep,
today
and 4
before
of
we
them are
started.
considered blue.
Okay,
Correct.
so
And 4 of
let's
them are considered blue.
Let's start out at the top there with cornerback Bryce Williams. He's a 4-star. What are we looking at with this young man?
Yeah, a stud. He's like glue. He sticks on you. I mean, his stats don't wow you, and that's a good thing. When you're a cornerback, you don't want a lot of stats. You want to show that I'm going to lock down one side of the field. His tackling numbers, he only had 22. It's because no one's going his direction.
Good.
That's a good thing. I think he only allowed 1 catch his junior year.
Holy
1
shit.
catch. The whole season. His whole season. Or that was sophomore, excuse me. He only played 5 games last year due to injury.
Still.
But as a sophomore, he only allowed 1 catch.
That's a ridiculous stat.
That's good.
That's I'd put that above good in my opinion. Granted, yes, high school, I understand. We don't know what he's going to do in college. Whoop-de-doo. You allow 1 catch. You allow 1 catch. Allow 1 catch in Madden
Florida,
or
man.
college
I mean-
football. You've done great.
Yeah. It's impressive. I mean, his film, it's good. He's a hard hitter. He's always
There we
laser
go.
focused on the field.
Good.
Probably needs to
We
work
need-
on zone
we need
coverage a
guys-
little bit more, but he's a
We
high school
guys be
kid.
scared.
They don't. Yeah, in high school you don't have to run a lot of zone. Like you rely on your athleticism and just play.
Yes, you do.
And
A lot.
He's got the athleticism and he's got the speed. I think
Good.
he runs like a 4.39.
Holy
So,
damn.
I'm-
At corner? I'll
Couldn't be
take
happier.
that.
Yeah. And he's only going to get faster
Boy.
once you get him into the weight room, nutrition, speed drills,
Exactly.
everything like that.
Get that body into exactly what they want.
Be a 4.3.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my god. At corner,
That's just
which
the
means
mentality. Where's your mentality?
this guy could be returning kicks or punts even then at that type of speed
Maybe.
if the coaches need you.
I
All
don't
right,
know
let's
if
see.
that's what Nebraska wants him at, but
Well,
he's
no,
stuck.
I agree, but it's always weird who they end up putting back there.
Oh, I
All
know.
right, this one I wanted to talk about because we talked about this a little bit last
Demon.
Sunday when you sent us the info. Man, Errol de Montagnac. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what I'm going with right now. But just shorten it and call him
Give
the
him a tag
Demon.
neck.
The Demon. It's just the Demon. And I was so excited when I saw him actually commit here because that was the whole thing when we were talking about it last Sunday on our episode is if he commits, it's the Demon. It's the Demon no matter what. It's your first 5 letters of your last name. How do you not?
It's, exactly.
So
The black shirt
what-
demon.
What are we looking at out of the
Have you
Demon
seen
here?
his
Because he is a 3-star. What is he, 6'2", 6'3",
again,
at 290?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, something
And
like
he's
that. So
I want to say he was like 6'2",
very
6'3",
raw, but
290.
very big. Yeah. Very
He's quick
strong.
off the line.
I mean,
Does he got a good
very
burst
strong.
off the line is what we need.
As a junior in high school, he had 20 sacks.
Woo! Damn.
Like, that's
That.
I mean,
Damn.
If a kid sees the pass rush coming, it's balls out of hand or throw it away. And he had 20 sacks in his junior year of high school. And he's a run stopper. He's a gap take up. I mean, he's got to take double teams. So
you bring that 20 sacks into the Big Ten Conference.
Insane.
If I'm not mistaken, that 18 or 19 is the single season record in sacks in the Big Ten. So you bring that here, he's broken the record. He set a new record.
Man.
I know. Yeah. I know. He's probably going up against. Exactly. I know he's not going against against the same.
He's
caliber.
going up like a 216 pounder, and he's what? 200 what?
290
pounds.
Yeah, he's 290.
Yeah,
listed at 290.
Throw those kids away. So I mean, at least he's not far off on probably his playing weight in college. So he already knows how to carry his weight.
Yeah,
so that does is help him.
You could easily put an extra 10 pounds, 5 or 10 pounds of muscle on him added with the speed not lacking at all.
15.
Oh boy. Oh
maybe
God.
Even 20.
Oh Jesus.
But he's got to get stronger. I mean, he's already extremely powerful for high school, but in college,
gotta be.
You constantly got to be working on lifting and getting stronger. I mean, it's just the nature of college football nowadays.
All right, who we got third here? All right, we got a 3-star edge rusher here. How do you pronounce this, Matt? Is it Maato Mo?
Maato Mo.
Maato. Okay. I was going to say, actually, Frank, you're in Hawaii,
Frank
dude.
Would be the one to ask.
Is that about how it would be said, Maato?
Yeah, it seems about right. You know, the cadence always throws me off because they tend to put those double vowels right next to each other, you know, with their street names and everything. You know, you got to get
that. Oh, is it like an I before E thing?
Right. Yeah. Well, I know everything is like ka'a, you know, ka'a manu, ali'i. You know, there's always these. They always put these double vowels with each other, and there's like that little emphasis, right, on that second one, right? So yeah.
No, with this though, I mean, like, we've been on him for like a couple months now, but it just
that's it.
I never really got a feel for him. I haven't even watched any of his film. I mean, he committed this morning. I still haven't watched any film. All I hear is that he's got a wicked first step.
It seems like this one kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, when I have time, I'm really going to look into it. It's just I got a lot going on today and didn't have time.
We get you. Frank, did the little woman want to say hi? I saw her poke by there for a second.
You want to come say hi, Kathy?
She's more welcome. Hello. So nice to see and meet her finally. Man, I've seen the pictures of you guys together. You guys seem happy as hell, dude. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if you guys come out this way, you'll find a nice Asian wife. That's for sure.
If prices go down, that's my first destination. I want to visit Pearl Harbor so bad.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, you just put a nail in the coffin because my wife will never allow me to come out there for that reason now. I have a horrible thing with Asian women. I just do. I'm sorry. I always have. I can't help it. I just cannot help it. Yes, I am. And I accept that. I accept that. I accept me for me. All right.
It's all right, man. I got a thing for redheads. And it's just.
See? You're into the craziness.
Yeah. They have no soul.
Oh, man. I'm like Ash off Pokemon. Got to catch them all. Got to catch them all.
Pokemon reference coming. Oh, God.
South Park. Gingers have no soul.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Everybody's got a catchphrase, man. What the hell?
Pokemon, baby.
Everybody has a catchphrase. What the hell? Oh, my God. All right, Matt, what the hell else we got here? This one you were just talking about, weren't you? Linebacker Joey Hunter, the 3-star making his commitment?
He's not a linebacker, though.
Yeah, he's
Why
a
they have him listed?
Tight end.
Why do they have him
You want
listed
for
as
a
a
tight end.
linebacker?
Because he probably plays 2 ways, but we recruited him strictly to play tight end. He's 6'6",
Okay.
255. So he's jumbo tight end. Like he's probably more fit to play the tight end position even more than like Ahmad Hudson. Ahmad Hudson,
Oh.
I mean, he's a tight end, but he's going to
He's
be
a
moved
hybrid.
around like, yeah, he's more of a hybrid. Like he can
Yes.
play the slot, the X, the Y. It's
Yep.
just, but Joey, I mean, he's more of a big boy. He can block. He gets passes, especially short intermediate passes. He's really excels and then run
Good.
after the catch. So for 6'6", I mean, the kid can move.
Well, and coming in, he gets to learn from somebody like Luke Lindenmeyer right off the bat, who's a great young man. He has a great mindset, great work ethic.
And Luke,
busts
man,
his
I want to
ass.
see what Luke does this year.
Well, not only that, but let's not forget about what's his name that transferred here from LSU that was injured all last Macway, Mark Macway.
Markway got moved though. He moved on.
Oh, did they move him?
I think they moved him to defensive end.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, but then we still got what's his name, the high 4-star from.
Oh, Carter Nelson. Carter Nelson.
Carter Nelson.
Yep. Still got Carter.
Oh, and he's just got to get healthy.
Oh yeah, yeah. It seems like we're just always bugged at that tight end position. I swear.
Yeah, but at least he already flashed last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
He had 1 touchdown last year. I mean.
Yep. And like I said, still having Luke in there. I mean, my God.
I like Joey. Like his stats won't wow you, but
so what?
A lot of tight ends in high school, their stats don't wow you.
They're not usually gonna.
Somebody like Ahmad Hudson.
But that's a different story. Much different story there.
Like he's like LeBron James, just a freak of nature. That's why he's the #1 tight end in the country.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. It would make a whole lot of sense. Not to mention dual sport athlete. The kid's got a lot of athletic ability.
Oh yeah.
So I completely get it. Completely get
insane.
that one. All right, and then the last this is a linebacker though. Eli Harris. 3-star. Where's Eli coming to us from there, Matt?
Him and Joey Hunter, along with Katie Jones and Jordan Agbanoma, all from the same high school. So we have 4 kids from the same high school. That's Grayson, Loganville, Georgia. That's one of the top high school programs in the country.
Gonna say
top 20 every year.
That info you sent us last week when we did our episode, it seemed like each high school I was mentioning was that same one in Georgia.
Yep, now we got 4 of them. There's a great picture of all 4 of those kids, and they're all like hanging out in the Husker helicopter on their official visit, and all of them are wearing black jerseys. Oh, it's sweet picture, sweet.
Oh man,
just get that pipeline going, man, because Grayson, they always got top Power 5 kids playing for them. Always.
You want to talk a pipeline? I'm not worried about ours on the offensive line with Coach Wade. I'm not. He's doing some amazing things, making some amazing moves.
And what you have to understand, the Eli Harris kid, again, I don't know much about him because we only started recruiting him like not even a month ago.
That's amazing.
We're only going on like when Jordan Agbanoma committed and then Katie Jones. That's pretty much right around the time when we really started recruiting him hard. Wow. And we said, hey, come visit. And then his 2 teammates are coming and Joey Hunter's now coming. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll join my teammates. And next thing you know, we got 4 kids from the same high school from a powerhouse in Georgia.
Damn.
Like who's going to turn that down? And they're all power 4 players. They all have major offers. I mean, Eli Harris, he had Pitt, Syracuse, NC State. Texas. Joey, he had NC State. I think Georgia Tech. I mean, he had good offers. Good offers. So, I mean, these aren't just. I mean, they're last minute.
What's that high school name again?
Grayson in Loganville, Georgia.
Oh. Okay. I just wanted to double check on something.
Yeah, it's not where the Riolas played, but
you know where
always has top players.
Yeah, you know where a 3-star recruit that Nebraska never went to from there?
Who?
He went to University of South Florida.
Who was that?
Eric Johnson Jr.
What?
Florida International with the FIU. Loganville was their
Yeah, FIU.
starting safety
What?
for 2 years.
Oh my
I
God.
thought that's where Lil E went. Yep.
Wow.
plays
It's
like his
amazing how some-
plays like his daddy. Plays
Yeah,
like his daddy.
Again, this is, you better have great assistant coaches that got reach all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're getting tape. I mean, but how much tape are you getting? You're getting millions of high school kids tapes every year.
Yes.
Right.
And I mean,
And it's
you
so
gotta
much
find
easier to
those
get
blue
tape.
chippers. Yeah,
So
back
much more
then.
easier to get tape now.
Yeah, but back then, I mean, you could find diamonds in the rough, even the little schools.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how does Bob Sanders fall and go to Iowa? I mean, just, and you got to understand, that's one of my favorite football players of all time. Like, I have his throwback jersey because I'm a huge Colts fan. Do I like Iowa? Fuck no. I fucking hate Iowa. And,
We all
I mean,
do.
I watched him in college and I was like, damn, this motherfucker can hit. Like, hit. And then he gets drafted by my Colts, and then I start watching him start, and it's like, holy fuck, this dude takes people's fucking heads off. He hits so hard he hurts himself. And
Yeah.
it's like I mean, once they're a pro, I'm like, I don't give a fuck where you're from. Yeah, you went to Iowa. I don't fucking
That's
like
true.
Iowa. But hey, are you helping my team win? Fucking A, let's do it.
I don't know.
Take his
Kittle
fucking
can
head
kiss
off.
my ass. Kittle
love
can
Bob
absolutely
Sanders.
kiss my ass. Just because Kittle always talks shit on Nebraska every time they do the little fucking player fucking info bullshit.
Yeah, but you can't tell me you don't respect him. Dude, he's so good.
Yeah, I've
so
seen
good.
better.
And he loves the game. Watch him play. How much fun he has.
Yeah, I'll give it. Yes, he
I love
absolutely does. He does love the
Really?
game. Yes.
I mean, he'll fake out a defender, acting like the ball's coming to him, and it's on the other side of the field, and he'll just be laying on the ground, just laughing his ass off. It's just like, dude, I love how you approach the game. Like how you play the game. You enjoy every moment of every play, and I love that.
He's Iowa. I just can't. I can't.
know.
I won't. Not to mention I don't have any NFL affiliation, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I don't give a damn.
I do. So
Well, let's talk about the real quick. Probably the biggest news that was on campus all weekend was Ahmad Hudson making that surprise visit, coming back, even though he's committed to LSU, and he still has another visit on June 19th at LSU. A lot of folks are thinking there's going to be a flip coming, Matt. What are you thinking?
like I said, this is more business to him. It's where's the bag? What's the best opportunity to get me to the pros?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, yeah, you're going to make a bag in college now.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, the real
Publicly.
bag, get to the pros and that second contract, and are you good enough to get endorsement deals? I mean,
Yep.
And I mean, not every player in the NFL gets endorsement deals.
No.
I mean, you got to be good. So, I mean, it's just hard.
Marketable. Yep. Yep.
Marketable.
Yeah.
Well, what's the best way to get marketable? And no offense, this is the area of college football that we live in, but it's week in and week out playing on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
And it sucks. I fucking hate it. I don't even watch ESPN.
I barely
I
do.
care
either.
less for it. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but every college in the SEC is on ESPN every week. Like,
Yep.
it's what it is. I mean, not saying the Big Ten's slouch.
Oh,
by any
not at
means.
all.
Not at
No.
all. I mean, no, we're still right up there with the SEC, but I mean, people still associate sports with ESPN.
Well, yeah, of course they do. They're still supposedly the worldwide leader in sports.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now, do I believe that? No. I
Nope.
don't care.
Can't
I don't
anymore.
care for ESPN because the only time they play a Big Ten game is if they're in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
That's it. And bowl games. That's all they have rights to.
Well, yeah,
So,
yeah, they got all the
it's
bowl
just-
games.
And I don't watch a lot of
Dicks.
SEC. I mean, big games, yeah. Night games when Huskers already played.
Yeah.
and probably lost,
LSU, Alabama,
unfortunately.
things like that. Yeah. Get it.
well,
I get it.
I mean, the sec's still entertaining. It's still football. They hit
Yeah.
hard, so I'll watch it. I want to know who's good every year. I want to see the players coming out into the draft, and it's unlike you, Bryan, I still love pro football too. So I want to see.
I don't love it. I just don't have
who's
a
the first
team.
rounders. I mean, the Big Ten's dominating right now, but it's not like it's like by far and above better than the SEC. I mean, the SEC's
Not
still
yet.
right there, right with the Big Ten.
Matt, let me ask you this, because I was doing some research last night. There's probably about a 40 or 60% chance that Ahmad doesn't stay with whatever team that originally recruits him. So why would you want to spend millions of dollars on this freshman who maybe only catches the ball 10, 12 times in his freshman season versus trying to put that money? Yeah, but I mean, the chance of him staying it's not that great, and it just feels like that's just it's not a great investment. I mean, unless you're just out there trying to beat Alabama for who has the best recruiting class. I mean, I just don't see the point of trying to pay this freshman so much money.
But it's still the what if. I mean, this kid. I mean, you know how many five-star tight ends there's ever been? Like 4 total.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Yeah, that would actually make sense. Tight end ain't no glamorous position.
Officially were a thing. Like I think it started in 2000 or 2001. And I mean, quarterbacks, they come and go every year. There's 3 or 4 of them. Tight ends, there's been 4 total. Like, that's just an insane number. I mean, you look at the NFL today. I mean, how used are tight ends? I mean, huge.
More in a hybrid way, usually, not just strictly a tight end.
You got your wide receivers. If they're not open, the first thing a quarterback's doing is looking for his checkdowns. It's 2 checkdowns, running back, tight end.
Yep.
Well, every team does it now. I mean, so it's just the idea of having a unicorn for a tight end. I mean, just imagine like Shannon Sharp. Like he's one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. Tony Gonzalez. I mean, those are unicorns. They don't come around every day. I mean, this kid, he could have the build, the speed, I mean, you just don't know. Until you get weight on him.
Jay Novacek had his time.
Yeah, exactly. Antonio Gates. Dude, I could go on for a while. I could. But it's tight ends. I mean, they're slowly becoming like major football. It wasn't like in Kenny's day. I mean, they're prominent, but how did Nebraska use tight ends?
Glorified linemen.
More than anything, but we're in the ball. Okay, come on, guys. So the game's just changed so much.
Yeah.
Tight ends, they're so important to the game of football nowadays. Yeah, now, you're right. It's welcome to the day and age of transfer. It's if he doesn't start his first year, he might leave.
Good.
And this is what I hate about college football. The rules need to change where you can transfer once and that's it, unless you're coach leaves or something.
I agree with that.
And Saban even said it the most. It's Saban said.
No, because he has control. Let the kids play. Let them leave. They don't want to be there. Let them leave. People like Nick Saban and all of them were control freaks. And when the rabbit has the gun, they have a problem with it. It's so many coaches like him that are dicks that have screwed kids over. When I tell you all this happens, and kids don't have to do it. Now, if you just a punk and you just, I should be starting, and you not the player that should be starting because you got beat out, then that's different. But sometimes that beat out is legit, and sometimes there's other factors with people's personal opinions about people. So they shouldn't be able to transfer 27 times and be in college 9 years. No.
Yeah.
I think it should be a 2-time minimum, and after that you stuck. But I mean that's where it's at. Because I mean that's where it's at.
Yeah, when you got some
I
kids,
get it, it ruins it, but you got to put yourself in the player's shoes and understand. Not when it's just I'm spoiled, but who's the coach?
Well, you're the only one that played.
But what I'm saying is,
I agree with you.
People are coddling these kids at a young age now,
very young,
from family, from the way society wants them coached now.
Yep.
So there's no harsh criticism. There's no one on their ass like they should be, and getting at them. I mean, I appreciate my coaches being on our necks like they were when we were young. It made you tougher. It made you understand. It built discipline. It built structure. Now these kids, you yell at them. Yeah, you yell at these kids, these parents running down the field. You yelling at my son. Well, go ahead and you have him. You deal with it. So, I mean, circling back, I just think if they come in and it's just because I'm not starting, I'm leaving, that's different. If you're coming in and you're competing every day and you legitimately get beat out, understand there's some things you need to work on to get better. Yep. But now kids are like, I don't have to deal with what my problem is the ones like Saban, when kids are like, I don't have to tolerate your shit anymore and sit here and wait just because you want me to wait. That was the Nick Saban thing. Well, I got these other 5. They go, and you wait because I'm stockpiled.
Yeah.
Kids are like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm going to go in
I agree 100%
and get off. Yeah. So
just my saying was Saban was talking about like the Big Ten and the SEC joining him or combining to form just like a mega league, then everybody else being left out. And then, well, where's all the money going? Then it's to the Big Ten and SEC. So they were talking about like club teams starting stuff. It's
my God.
I want
he's delusional.
College football.
Saban is delusional. See, when all these guys were doing this under the table, it was fine. When he was getting all those guys, it was fine. Now that these other schools have the money and they can say, well, I can pay you over the table and get you. It was fine. Let's paint Nick Saban in the picture he is. Let's go back a few years ago. Isn't this the same asshole who had something to say? Why would Travis Hunter go to Jackson State?
Yeah.
What did he do?
But he went, but he was mad. He went to Jackson State. The point is, I didn't get him. Why is he going there? You get what I'm saying? He has a little complex about himself, about, everything I say should be set in stone. No. No, it's like, well, I did this. He's a control freak. Dabo is a control freak. That's why
they're all control freaks.
Yeah, it's they have the power. Now the kids
do.
I don't understand why. No, you've been in here to get all these deals, these car dealership deals. Your family's taking care of a generational wealth off the back of these kids. Some of these kids will never go to the NFL. And you're telling me now I'm going to pass up a couple 100,000, $1 million and all this for your ego? It's not going to happen because I might not go to the NFL and now I'm set. But what they need is people to show them how to manage their money. That's where I'm big on. But to say, no, don't do that. Well, let's just make it to where the coaches make all the money. Okay, well, how are you getting this money? Because we're on TV, getting it in, bringing in the revenue for people to watch, selling this stuff. I mean, let's look how college football took players from having their jerseys being sold that they never got a penny off of. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. Now that, in my opinion, is bullshit.
Yes.
That's always been bullshit.
But when they did that, they just started doing they went to just the year 04, 03, 02. Because how much money have they made out of all these years off the back of universities off of this? Like I said, we rebuilt the Love Library off a spring football game. We didn't see that. We were sending the baseball team.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, we
were the highest grossing jersey of all time for a college athlete. He got 0 for it.
We would send the baseball team to Hawaii. Basketball team would be in Puerto Rico. The other teams would be all this way. All football teams' money.
Yeah.
And everyone else is getting raises, but we sitting there and I got to beg for extra dipping sauce at Amigos and be scared. Nah, bro. Nah. So when I hear the Nick Saban them talking, no, but regulation, absolutely. But to say let's just pull this from them and let's just no. That's just my take. I mean, because I know what his angle is. His is control. Yeah. Now the playing field's even. You're not gonna be top dog every year, Nick. We just saw. Think about this, guys. We just saw the University of Indiana win a national championship.
Well, it's even. Yeah. Another $25 million. How Indiana did it though was they hired the coach.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he did a phenomenal job.
But look at Texas Tech. Who would have thought Texas Tech? But you get what I'm saying. Now we're seeing teams that you're like,
that's oil money right there.
Yeah, but we're like, what?
Oh yeah, in A&M.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you never
A&M's
know.
been at least decent.
SMU. SMU is a prime example. Now that they don't have any of those sanctions or any of that death penalty crap anymore, they got oil money now.
Yeah.
They got that oil money, and look at SMU.
12?
Yeah.
Nobody ever thought SMU. SMU was written off as soon as that death penalty was handed.
And they struggled.
Yes, and rightfully so. You should struggle if you're going to get that.
20 years.
Yes, you should. But they paid their dues. Look where they're at now. Now that you can do all this out in public. College football just ain't what it was.
SEC has always been doing that.
That's never changed.
It's just
Teams come and go, man.
Everyone else can do it now over the table and see it, and it's unfair that Ohio State has this. You can do that. Can you? Michigan, Notre Dame. I mean, come on. SEC has always been dirty. Let's just call it what it is. Everyone knows that. I mean, how many times have we heard Auburn doing something and never been in trouble?
Yeah.
Am I right, Frank? How many times we heard last couple of years Auburn always doing something and never been in trouble? How many guys have come out?
Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado, same thing.
But Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, you've always heard about Florida, all them teams doing something and never get in trouble.
Well, one of the things, I don't know if you guys remember this conversation that we had. It was about 10 years ago when we first started the podcast together. It was like, how can we make it so it was a little bit, because if you look at the history of college football, there's only 10, 12 championship winners over the past 50, 60 years, something like that. And of course, I was trying to, at the time, I was like, well, maybe we should suppress the amount of 5 stars that these teams can recruit and 4 stars and try to make it a little bit more evenly distributed at that time. Of course, everyone believes in a meritocracy when it comes to football. But, and of course, nobody wants to give that up because, we could get the lottery, right? Matt Rule could get every 5-star player. And of course, we don't want that, right?
Yeah, it could be Texas A&M.
Right. And so
Texas A&M has what, 6, 7, 8 right now?
Yeah. Right. So, my question is this, we have Indiana, the first time winning national championship ever, college football. How long will it take the big boys to kind of catch up to so they can smother the smaller teams, and then we're just back down to the same 10 college football teams every year that's run for the championship, because you look at it, Miami, we talk about them, right? They're part of that 10 to 12 team. They were in the national championship. They had a chance to win it. They didn't do it. Indiana with the win there. I'm just kind of wondering how long before they do it, because didn't they just steal the quarterback from Duke? They paid him $7-8 million.
Yeah.
So in the national title, they got the quarterback from Georgia. But
right. So what's your guys' take on where this money's going, and will it become top heavy once the bigger teams figure it out?
It's got to be capped, period. There has to be a cap across the whole fucking board. I don't give a shit.
I agree.
I don't give a shit if you're Alabama or if you're Jacksonville State. Your guys' cap should be the fucking same.
Where's it going to be at? Because,
that's the thing. You're going to have to go through universities. You're going to have to do averages. You're going to have to find where that happy median is. But the thing is wherever the happy is, it's not going to make everyone happy.
Agreed. It could be $5 million. There's still some colleges that can't even afford $5 million.
Exactly. Look at North Dakota State is going to be in their first year of FBS this year. Yep. So, there's going to be a telltale right there. If they come in,
they already have a recruiting violation.
See, there you go.
Yep.
And, they're going to, the NCAA is going to go after the small teams and kind of say, hey, watch out, big boys. You might be next.
They're going to make a point out of them.
Yep.
But let me ask this, Kenny, because you kind of alluded to this earlier. Let's say we do have a cap. What's going to stop the college teams from still paying the players under the table?
Nothing. Because they've done it they did it for so long without. They're going to put little incentive and sweet deals for other stuff to get them and just pretty much pay them under the table. There's honestly no way to stop it. Only way, I'm going to say it wasn't stopped previously.
Yeah.
People just weren't saying anything, and people knew, and it was almost like hush hush. I think there were honestly very few. This is just my take. Clean programs.
Yeah.
Nebraska being one of them. That's not a bias, guys. Guys, watch the show. I'm not a homer. Trust me. Nebraska being one of them. I think your Penn State. I think your Florida State under Coach Bowden. When you had a lot of these type men who literally had principle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think a lot of them were the example, and I think that's why those programs stay consistent for so long and what they did. You know what I mean? With winning expectations.
Lloyd Carr over at Michigan. I put him in there too.
Yeah, but he wasn't there that long. But you get what I'm saying. I'm saying the ones who were there for, you knew what you were getting at Penn State. I think if something went on, the coaches didn't know about it. It's just honest to God true. Now, players got little perks from individuals. I'll charge you $20 for these shoes instead of the $80. Oh, okay, cool, thank you. But I mean, as far as the under the table, I mean, the history was there with the other schools. I mean, as far as
SMU.
Yeah, and I mean,
double major violations in 2 years. That's why they got the death penalty.
Yeah.
Who was that Michigan player that said that they were offered $10,000 under the table? Was it by Ohio State, but they still chose Michigan over that? Can you guys remember that player?
Oh, damn.
It was a defensive tackle. He was the one that had that heart condition, and he dropped out the first round and went all the way down to the 5th round.
Oh, you're talking Leo? No, that wasn't. I'm not sure.
Like I said, it's been there. Hell, I was off for paper.
Yeah, it has always been there.
Yeah, it'll always be there, no matter what.
I don't care what anybody says. You go back and watch the movie The Program from the early 90s about college football. Yes, it's a fantasized movie, but I hate to tell folks, that is exactly the shit that went on forever in college football. Mm-hmm. Even I know Kenny can actually fucking attest to that one. I know you don't know names, nothing, but you know damn well shit like that all happened. Mm-hmm.
Hell, look at Blue Chips. They showed them.
Thank you.
Yep. Right. Watch the movie Concussion with Will Smith. Where the doctor's talking about like what you were doing was unethical. Hey, this is a well-oiled machine, and the players are the fucking cars. My job is to get them back on the road.
Yep.
No, at all costs. So
same thing. Every bit of football's crooked in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, because
not behind the scenes.
Winning is fucking important. It's important for everything. If you
brings
have
in the money,
team, your school's making a hell of a lot of money. That's why it's growing so much. From, I mean, dude, Joey McGuire was a high school head coach 10 years ago. Who gave him his first college job? Matt Rule.
Yeah.
And now he's the head coach at fucking Texas Tech. Then, dude, they're loaded. Loaded. Like,
yeah, it is weird.
God, that's why when all this started, like you see these schools that were nothing, and now because they did it the right way for so long, and now the rules changed, and they're like, oh shit, we can just buy our wins now. Fuck, here you go. Here's $1 million.
I think that's kind of. I think that's where Matt Rule, where he came in, where recruiting was important, and then he comes back, and the landscape's changed so much. That's why we've struggled, because he's like, oh, we're going to do it this way, but then come out that's not the way to do it. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this when Scott Frost was first hired. He said that in order to win college football, you just have to get old and stay old. And
I remember that.
And that's the model that Indiana did. The average age of the players were like 23 years old, right? Most college players should have graduated by the age of 22.
Yes.
Now they're talking about that 5-for-5 rule, where no matter what, you get 5. But I don't mind that. I mind that rule, but I don't. We'll say that, because the 5-for-5 rule, it's going to be. There's no bitching. There's no whining. You've had 5 years.
Yeah.
There won't be no medicals or anything like that. You have 5 years. That's what you get. Done. No more applications because of injuries. No anything. It's 5 years. You have 5 years to prove that you should be moving on to the next level. Otherwise, get your degree and get a job.
That's a great point.
So
I like that.
Yeah, but sometimes, man, there is exceptions, and they don't care about the exceptions anymore. Like Robert Griffin III. That's just one that comes to mind, just because. I mean, he had a season-ending ACL.
Yeah.
Another season-ending ACL. Then he performs well. Then I think it's junior year, another season-ending in ACL, and they gave him an extra year, so he's 6th year. And then he wins the Heisman. So
well, no wonder he beat Oklahoma. He had all those years to do so.
Well, freak athlete too. I mean,
yeah,
Griffin was something else, and then he goes to the pros. He has one good year. At the very end of his first year, another torn ACL.
Yep.
You haven't seen him since.
No, that was it.
I mean,
that was it.
One more year right at the beginning of the season before Kirk Cousins took over.
Exactly.
And there's exceptions, but now they're saying just no. It's if you got hurt, it's your fault.
Well, I'm thinking.
Always.
I'm thinking that the NFL is probably trying to push this because if you look in the past, you'd have so many juniors that were drafted in the first round that would push back all the older players into later rounds. Yeah. And this past draft, the draft was quite weak once you got past the 3rd and 4th round. And there's really a lack of talent there. That's because the older players are beginning to stay, or the younger players are beginning to stay longer, and which is going to impact the draft. So I can see the NFL trying to step in, trying to say, hey, we got to get these younger players back in. Because, I mean, you even look at the guy from Miami, right? The defensive end, where he's like 25, 26 years old. I mean, how are you supposed to evaluate that, Kenny? How are you supposed to evaluate that when he's playing up against, 19, 20-year-olds and he's dominating? Then you have to draft him in the top 10, top 15.
He's already lost 4 years in his career.
Right.
It's kind of hard because at that age, you thinking maybe second, maybe third year in NFL. But it's kind of hard because I think a lot of us have been conditioned with the way things have been going recently to how young a lot of guys have been coming into the league. You think about how some of them are reclassifying and coming in early. So they're getting into the league at maybe 20. You know what I mean? With 3 years, barely just turning 21. Well, if you think about back then when they were traditionally going, 4 or 5 years in school, they were 23, maybe turning 24. You know what I mean? Around that range. You think I got there at 17. When I left, I was 22.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard. But you say, he should be dominating them. He's a little older. But then let's go back further. We know what some of these people do at high school when they hold these kids back.
Yeah.
So start paying attention. The NFL, I get everything you're saying, Frankie. But let's start looking at back. A lot of people aren't looking at high school. I want you guys to really start paying attention at high school and looking at these kids' age. They're dominating those other kids because they're older. They're literally older. They're graduating at 19.
Mm-hmm.
I was 17 years old. I could have done another year of high school and actually was going to do one at a very well-known prep school for basketball, national basketball, because I was 17.
Yep. Ooh.
But some of these guys, these parents are holding these kids back, and they're playing with younger kids, and they look more dominant on a high school level. So if I'm a 16-year-old freshman,
did the same thing to me.
And you're a 14-year-old, and you're a 14-year-old freshman, and I'm 16, and I should technically be a junior.
Yep.
You better be whooping some ass.
I mean, you see it in the education system when you see kids who have birthdays and fall in certain dates and they're in a certain grade.
Yeah.
Mentally and maturity wise, how they're behind the other kids. You get what I'm saying? My
Nebraska,
niche,
the great state Nebraska, they have rules against that. So if you're 19 and you're still in high school, you have to pay to go to high school, and you have to petition to the state to be able to play athletics as a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
that is the law in the state of Nebraska.
Arizona has a certain with 18, depending on when your birthday is.
Oh, wow.
They're like, no. They're like, absolutely not. It's been that way
I hate
since
to cut you off, but I got to take off a little early. I apologize.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
So thank you for the recruiting.
be on the lookout. 4-star wide receiver Matthew Gregory. That's my prediction. We'll land him Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
The 4-star defensive lineman out of Minnesota or Illinois, I believe. Excuse me. It's like Naheem Ambadi.
Oh, okay.
He's committing it.
This is for you, Matt, before you go.
What you got? Oh, yeah. Did we lose Matt? Right,
Yeah,
right before that?
It's for you, Frankie.
That looks amazing.
The man has Adidas.
Everybody know I hate Adidas. But
Yeah.
Those Asics?
These Adidas.
Oh, those are Adidas? I didn't know Adidas was making good shoes anymore.
Right. Exactly. These are the Adistar XL 2.0s.
Oh yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah. Those are definitely Adidas. They're the little crossing across look like Asics almost.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Those are pretty sweet.
Bryan loves
his laptop died. Right at that moment, his fucking laptop died. Oh, jeez. Go figure.
He'd be all right.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I saw that picture there, Kenny. I was like, "Oh God, he's got Adidas! I can't believe it. It's amazing."
Yeah, I know. I listened to you guys' podcast last week, and Kenny was like, he was hating on Adidas, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Trash can juice.
The thing is, I've instilled Adidas in my sons. You know, they love Adidas because it's a Husker brand, right?
Why did you corrupt those kids, Frankie?
You know,
you're a bad parent for that.
I know, right?
Just a horrible guy. It's a horrible guy.
Well, Frank, we got through the recruiting part of it, man. Let's talk about the old Scarlet and the Cream days, dude. Like we said earlier, none of this happens without you, dude. 2018, you put out a tweet that I happened to see while I was on break at work one night, and you were just asking if anybody wanted to do a Husker podcast. And I was just like, you know what? I don't even really know what the hell a podcast is. I don't listen to any at the moment. Nothing like that. Sure. I mean, I would love to just talk Husker football. So that's what it was, Frank. That's all it took to start this whole damn thing. And here it is 8 years later. And now podcasting is just so front and center in a lot of people's faces and lives.
Yeah. You know, podcast is definitely blowing up, especially over the last, especially with COVID.
Yeah, thank you.
Are we allowed to say that word? Sorry.
Yeah, I believe so. You know what? Fuck YouTube.
What they don't want you to say? What? Rona?
Yeah. Sometimes YouTube will spot your video for saying COVID or whatever. I don't know. It's never happened to us, and we've said it many times.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
But yes. So the, when I was frustrated with a lot of the Husker podcasts, and we were talking about this before we started recording here. I was frustrated with a lot of programs because they would just BS the first like 20, 30 minutes of the show. I'm just like, come on, I want to talk about Husker football. So, I'm researching everything about podcasting, right? I'm very thorough once I really once I start digging into stuff. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I told you this or not. One morning I woke up and every time I took a breath, my left side of my chest through my left arm would hurt. Right. And of course, Bryan, I'm a pretty fit person somewhat, not as fit as I was back in 2018, but every time I took a breath, but I had to I was looking for this alleged perpetrator up in Columbus, and I knew where he was going to be that morning. Right. So every time I had to get there. Right. I got to go get him. So, but every time I took a breath, took a breath, it just hurt. And so, but I'm driving, right. I'm going to go get this guy. And then I'm texting my wife at the time, and she starts to panic, right?
Oh, well, yeah, then, heart attack.
Right. And then then I'm texting my supervisor, and she's like, you got to get to the daggum emergency room, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shucks, what? I got to get this perpetrator. And she's like, don't you worry, we'll send somebody else to go get him, because I knew where he was going to be that morning. And of course, I pulled over the road. I didn't want to pass out. Maybe it was a heart attack or whatever. And of course, when you're in the ambulance and you think you could be dying, right? You have the existential crisis, right? You guys hear that all the time, right? And And so, yeah. And of course, when the ambulance comes, they pick me up, right? They're like, "You're having a heart attack?" Right. Cause I'm 6 foot, 6'1", and I was about 200 pounds at the time, 195, 200 pounds. So, they're looking at me like I'm in pretty good shape. And so to come to find out, I just had an air bubble that went across my heart.
Oh,
That's
shit.
Why every time, yeah. So every time, and everyone confuses it for a heart attack.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I wonder how many times I've had that then.
Yeah. So then that's when I started getting the podcasting rolling over because I had the existential crisis. I want my kids to remember me. There would be like, videos or recordings of my voice doing the Huskers, how much I love the Huskers and all that stuff. So that's where that was the push to really get the podcasting going. And of course, I was, on Twitter or X at the time, DMing people, trying to figure out the business and everything like that. Of course, they don't want to tell you too much, right? Because then you become competition.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so then I put that DM out because I actually practice by myself, and I was like, "There's just no way I can do this by myself. I need a co-host. I need someone to kind of bounce ideas off of, right?" And then I just put it out there, and sure enough, I got a DM from you, and I'm like, "Oh boy, do I respond or?" I don't know this guy. Right?
Who is this fucking weirdo, and why is he reaching out? I need to know.
And sure enough, we texted and DM'd each other, and let's go, let's do it. And then of course, you came to my house in Seward, Nebraska. I think we recorded for 3.5 hours, 4 hours, or something like that.
Something like that.
When we recorded, it was the entire day almost. Pretty much. I mean, it was just because I didn't have things scripted out, but I had things outlined, right? Everything I wanted to talk about, right? And you remember that one time where we Zoom recorded, it didn't record, right? But
God.
And then we re-recorded it, and it was exactly the same thing, right? It was like we ended on the same time, everything. You're like, Frank, how do you do that, right? And so anyways, that's how we got the Scarlet the Cream Husker podcast up and going. The existential crisis, the fake heart attack with the air bubble, you DMing me, and then we end up getting Matt Sass on there because recruiting because I had like this vision of like, let's have a Scarlet the Cream Husker podcast. We could have recruiting. I wanted to get like 2 comedians on, like they could do like during the week, have jokes about Iowa and talk smack about the big. I mean, I had like this grand vision of like having our own like network.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was the overall vision. Of course, I ended up getting kids, having 2 kids. I ended up taking a lot of my time. Then I moved to Hawaii, and then of course, life takes you different places, different roads, and everything like that. So
listen how this guy just casually said he moved to Hawaii. You piece of crap! Like he just said that so easy. I just moved to Hawaii. Like he moved to Wichita or something. I just moved to Hawaii. Ridiculous.
I'll never forget when you said you were moving to Hawaii. I was like, you said Hawaii, right? Like it was not computing. I was like, shit, dude. Like, congrats that we're gonna miss the shit out of you, but damn, you're
living his best life.
Upgraded.
Why just let that roll off like it was not moved to Hawaii? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going, Frank.
Yeah. So even like our first, I think if I remember correctly, our first podcast was actually about how many 5-star players did it take to win a national championship, and I had to go through. Yeah, and I had to go through all the history, which would have started with the 2000 Oklahoma team.
Yep.
Oh, it was first round draft picks. How many first round draft?
Yes, first rounders. There we go. Yes.
Right.
We didn't talk much about star recruits yet.
Yeah, and but at the time we knew that the average 5-star player, right, 25% chance that they're going to be. No, 50% chance that they're going to be drafted in the NFL, 50% chance. So that's where we started arguing with like Georgia and Alabama. They get 10 5-star recruits. 5 of those players are going into the NFL. So, I mean, that's just a huge disadvantage for every college football team, even like Nebraska, who wasn't getting any 5-star recruits at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, Oklahoma actually had the weakest of all the first round. I think they only had 1 or 2 that year.
I think so.
You had Roy Williams and maybe one other, if I remember correctly. But everybody else, it was 3 or more first-round draft picks for each of the national championships.
Wow.
I think it was one of
at that time.
one of Oklahoma's receivers, I think, that year went first round.
Yeah, so that's what. So yeah, that was kind of like, so when we started the podcast, it was based on analytics, right? We were looking at the numbers and what the Huskers had to do to, become national champions and what they needed to do, which was develop first round talent like we did back in the 90s.
Yep. It was a blast, dude. I mean, just to be able to sit and talk Husker football, period. I mean, it's shit I do all the time anyway. So I was like, well, why not?
Might as well enjoy doing it, right?
Exactly. Let me sit with somebody and just do it, and we'll actually put it out there and see if people want to hear us talk about this shit, which apparently they did.
Yeah. So then we kind of branched out. We ended up getting Matt Sass on there because he really enjoyed recruiting, and we were able to branch out, from there. I still remember, what was it? Was it after the Troy loss or was it the Colorado loss? Where it's like I just went ballistic because they kept playing the same 80s music at every one of the right.
I think it was the Colorado. Well, yeah, it was the Colorado game.
Was it the Colorado game? I'm trying to remember because weren't you were blasted, dude?
That was probably Colorado.
No, that was the Akron game. That was the Akron game.
Okay, I was going to say if
it got rained out.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah,
and you were blasted. You were blasted by 4 o'clock that evening.
Easily, yeah, because we were there, and it just we sat under the seats the whole damn night. So
yeah, and then it was just Matt Sass and I the next day. You were like, boys, I can't do it.
Nope, could not make the next day. Could not. Breakfast wasn't even happening the next day.
He's gone.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I do not drink anymore. I don't like feeling that way the next day at all.
That's hilarious.
But I'm the type that if I'm going to drink, I don't want to have just a few. I want to get drunk. So
right, yeah, it's the goal, right? You set goals for yourself.
Yeah, I would, and if I don't hit that goal, I feel like I've failed in the night, and then I'm more upset than I was when I began the night. So it's like Vince Vaughn said in Dodgeball. I feel that people that have goals and don't reach them, they feel like failures. But I feel if you don't have a goal, you will never be a failure.
True that.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't said like that. I know it's in a different fucking way. I'm sorry. Any dodgeball aficionados out there, I'm sorry. Whatever. But yeah, doing the Scarlet Cream, man, that was an absolute blast. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I never wrote shit down. I said to hell with it. I remember the crazy look I got from you and Matt when we were talking about guys to watch out for busting out for that season. I think it was the 2019. Yeah, it was the 2019 season, I think. And I said Divina Zigbo. And I remember the crazy look I got from both you and Matt. This was before we did video.
2018.
There we go. Way before we did video. And the look on you and Matt's faces, man, if people could have seen that, you'd have thought like I just shit out a leprechaun or something. Because it and lo and behold, flat out, I got lucky on that call. I don't
know if you know or not, but we were the first Husker podcast to break the Adrian Martinez was starting over Tristan Gebbia.
Yes.
Yeah, because I immediately went on a podcast there, and then we talked about it the next day.
Yep.
So, if that's historic or not, I don't know, but it was just pretty cool at the time that we were the ones that were the first ones that Husker podcast that talked about it, because everybody else, they didn't do their podcast. And the reason why we did it on Sundays or sometimes even Saturday nights, because we wanted to be the first podcast out there.
Yep.
We wanted to beat everybody because nobody recorded until like maybe Monday, sometimes Wednesday. And by that time, it's old news. And I wanted us to be fresh. I wanted us to be the first ones out there, first one with all the information.
Ahead of the game.
I think we set a precedence there too, because now you see a lot more of the podcasts doing their stuff on either a Sunday night or right away on a Saturday night. They'll do a reaction show, things like that. Now, some of the bigger ones, they'll still wait until like Monday or Tuesday to put their stuff out. Like No Block, No Rock. I do love those guys. I've had them on here. I've talked to them in person. They're awesome guys. They know what the hell they're doing. My God, the stuff they can do behind the scenes is ridiculous. That the traveling they do for football and all the other Husker athletics is amazing. But yeah, other than that, we were the ones that tried to get it out there the fastest because exactly like you said, Frank, we wanted to be the ones that broke the news.
The originators.
Thank you.
And, like we even started with the instant reaction show, like rightly after. I even did even a halftime show we were doing. So I mean, it was. We were just trying to beat everybody.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember this or not, but at the time, I think there was like a poll on Twitter or something like that, if I remember correctly. We were ranked the #1 fan podcast at the time.
No shit, I don't remember that.
Yeah. We were the non-media #1 fan podcast at the time. We beat up.
Holy shit.
Was it Cuzcast and some of the other ones?
It would have been Cuzcast, Go Big Redcast, No Block, No Rock. Those were the big boys when we started up. Holy shit. And guys have started up since us too. And it's weird to now be the ones that they will actually ask, certain information on or tips or things like that. Because I did the same thing. When it started to where we were going to do video and stuff, I hit up guys like Ken from Generation Red to be like, hey, like, what do you use for camera, things like that, audio, editing software. I mean, I need to know these things. And Ken, God bless that man. He was always gracious with all the information and tips he gave me. He never looked at it as competition. He wanted us to just be as elevated as possible. If it surpassed them, it surpassed them. If not, so what?
Yeah,
it never mattered.
Yep.
Yeah. So we did the same thing. And now it's to have people ask us tips and information and things like that. It's weird. It's like it's all fucking come around full circle. It's just weird.
I know. Do you remember our very first big interview with Adam Character?
Yes, I do. And I remember how fucking excited we got. Like we were.
Oh yeah, we were so nervous, man. We were so nervous.
Had no idea how we were going to do it. We were like, we don't know how to plug the speaker of the phone into the audio. So we're just going to set it on speakerphone in front of the microphone. And that's exactly what we did.
And then unfortunately, I think it was your phone case. It just vibrated, right? And the audio came out pretty bad.
Yes, it had a rubber piece on it that somehow covered the microphone or the mouthpiece, one of the two, just enough to where it muffled the living shit out of everything.
Right, it did. The audible was terrible. And I don't know if you remember, I had an investigation up in Fremont. And of course, I brought up all my audio equipment in the back of the car. You had to come pick me up at the place where the investigation was.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to drive to your house. I didn't want to get in trouble. And you picked me up, and then we did it. We interviewed Adam Character, and then you dropped me back off, and then I was off to my investigation.
Yeah. We did it at like 9 or 10 in the morning, something like that. Adam had like 15 minutes or something he could spare at the time, and that's crazy. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe our next one was Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny, you met, if I remember correctly, Bryan met you downtown, if I remember correctly, and you guys hit it off quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was after the Michigan State game.
Yeah, it was cold as shit.
Oh, God. It was a terrible drive home that night.
That was brutal.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had a blast, dude. I got to hang out with Kenny for the first time, meeting him as well. And Terrell Farley, because he brought T-Far with him. So I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, we ain't never too far behind when I'm in town and he's there. We gonna link up on something.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sitting at the bar waiting for you guys to get there, too, that night. And I can remember I'm just watching the Ohio State-Maryland game. Maryland was giving Ohio State everything they had that night. And the guy next to me, we were chatting it up a little. And he asked where I was from, why I was there, nice chat. And I told him I was waiting on you to get there, Kenny. And I was like, I think he said Farley was probably going to come with him too. And you would have thought I just told this guy like Harrison Ford's walking into this place in 5 minutes or something, because he's like, are you shitting me? Cheatham's coming in here. He's bringing Farley with him. I'm like, that's just what he told me. As far as I know, at least Kenny's going to be here. And dude, this guy started talking down the bar, letting people know that Kenny and Farley were going to be there. And then when they walk in, they're like, holy shit, this guy wasn't kidding. Holy shit. And then I get up and go and sit with them. And these people are looking at me like I'm a leper, dude. Like I should know my place and stay at the bar. And it was funny. I got dabbed up by Kenny and both Terrell. And these people are looking like, who the hell have we been sitting next to this whole time?
We sitting in there chilling, cracking jokes, being ourselves. A lot of people don't understand, which is funny. I remember that, but a lot of people don't understand that we all still hang together. I don't think a lot of people know that. So if one of us go show up and the other one's like, yeah, I'll be able to roll. It's going to be a bunch of us. And I think it shocks people because, some people go away from school, whatever, football, whatever, and don't deal with each other. No, we still mess with each other. Trust me. So I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to go. You want to roll? Yup. I'll be there in a minute. It's going to be some shenanigans on the way and in between, and afterwards, but we all still do each other. And I think that fool, I think we had a blast. I think he was in there cutting up. We were eating those chicken wings and stuff, and they're just chuckling. Yep.
Yeah, I remember it because when you told me Farley was coming with you, I immediately got off the phone with you. I called my wife. I'm like, baby, you're not going to believe this. Look, not only am I meeting Kenny tonight, but he's bringing Terrell Farley with him too. God bless her heart. She has no idea who Husker players are, not a clue whatsoever. But the excitement in her voice for me, and it was just like one of those things. Like she knew I was meeting guys that I never thought I'd get to meet and always wanted to. So it was.
You should have just said Kenny was bringing one of the world's most fascinating fools with him.
Oh, dude, I showed her the clip from the Fiesta Bowl when he should have had his safety and he's flipping out on that fucking ref. I showed her that clip. I'm like, that's Terrell Farley, and she's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that dude is something else, man.
That was my first question. That was my first question to him too, and I couldn't help it being such a fan. I was like, Terrell, I got to know, dude. What did you say to that ref in the Fiesta Bowl when you should have had a safety? He goes, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck are you looking at? And I'm like, oh shit, you didn't even get a flag for that, dude. Right on. That's that. Okay, yeah. Shit,
the Farley man,
dude. He scared the fuck out of me too. God, and he's such a sweet guy. He is such a soft-spoken, sweet guy.
Just be chilling, man.
Yeah,
literally be chilling.
He is. He just chill, dude. He's very chill.
I think I just talked to that fool 2 days ago. We argued for about the first 5 minutes. Then we got into the conversation.
I love when he's on 93.7 the ticket, dude.
Oh, and he yeah. What you saying? No, they didn't do that. No. Yeah, you saw that.
Oh God. Yeah, it's just amazing to me that it has gone 8 years being a part of podcasting now. I honestly didn't think it would last this long at all, and that it would come this far whatsoever. I mean, I'm still not satisfied. I'm still not where I want us to be. So in turn, I think that kind of helps out. I'm never going to be satisfied as to where we're at. I always want us to go farther if we can. If we don't, that's fine. We've done something.
Yeah, I would say the one regret that I had about the podcast was that I did drink the Scott Frost Kool-Aid, and that was quite unfortunate. It was pretty bad, because I wanted it to be objective, and because I don't know if you remember this or not. If you remember on February 14th, so this is on Valentine's Day, I call it the Twitter massacre, right? You remember? I call it the Twitter massacre because we ended up losing a lot of followers. If you remember correctly, Scott Frost who was that running back? The one that had no wiggle in his hips, but he had jet speed forward, and he was always in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Washington, and there was that video.
Yeah,
and I dare ask the question: is this worse what Scott Frost did to protect Washington with these allegations than what the coach for Ohio State when he was protecting that guy who had those those where he was talking inappropriately to his wife or whatever. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
and shucks, I got hit so hard that day. Oh my goodness. And the thing was, I was defending my opinion on there. I thought it was worse. I thought what Scott did, I thought Washington should have been cut from the team. I don't think he should be on there. I mean, he had video of a female possibly being
a minor,
taken advantage of. Right.
And a minor.
And
at the time.
Right. At the time. And of course, why did he shouldn't have a video like that. I know he's young. We all make mistakes when we're a little bit younger and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I was just like, we need to get rid of him. And the thing was, Husker fans were piling on me. And then the thing was, Iowa fans. They took the fodder, right? I was like, they were retweeting my tweet on like Iowa boards and everything.
Oh, so it gained major traction after that.
It went nuclear.
Yes, it went nuclear. We ended up losing like a quarter of our followers that day. I think we had like around 2,000. We were dropping pretty close to 1,000 on Twitter, right? And I was like, oh, shucks. And of course, there's that guy. Who's the one that does the Big Ten podcast? Greek.
Jeff the Greek.
Yeah, Jeff the Greek. He sent a DM. He's like, dude, you're getting massacred on Twitter right now. And of course, him. Yeah, and of course, he agreed with me, right? And of course, you gotta understand, he played for Iowa though.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and but so I end up, because the Iowa fans were taking, they were reposting it, and they were using it as cannon fodder. I was just like, shucks, I can't do that. So I end up having to delete the tweet.
Damn.
And I call that the Valentine Massacre. So
holy shit. I do not remember that. That is so weird because you still look, the account is still on Twitter. And
I need to log in and reclaim it, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you got the login info. I think I gave Yeah,
I'm sure you did. But I don't go on Twitter all that often ever since I had to let go of the podcast. But yeah, that was so that would have been what, 2019 then, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, we would have had to have been doing it for at least, that was our first year.
Yep.
Yeah, I can remember when you hit me up once we hit, I think it was 1,000 followers. And even I was amazed. I was like, holy shit. Like, really? There's like 1,000 people that actually follow our account. Didn't know we'd even get to that point. And now we got to rebuild ours.
Right. Yeah, I heard that, Elon Musk, and I guess people stealing people's Twitter stuff. I follow Dallas Cowboys. Everywhere. Yeah, I follow DallasCowboys.com. Bryan Broaddus quite a bit, and he talked about how his Twitter account got hijacked and nobody at X can fix it for him.
Yeah, because there's nobody there.
Yeah,
there is no physical person. No physical person in their customer service at all.
Yeah. So because of that, the Valentine Massacre Day, I kind of started drinking a little more of the Kool-Aid and think as things as objective as I would like. Right. I didn't, and trust me, I argued with people all the time because everyone's like, well, they have their court, their day in court, they're guilt, or, they're innocent until proven guilty, so on and so forth. But gosh. So
don't feel bad. When it came down to the end of Frost's career, the day he got fired was, I was on Twitter that morning and still defending him. Like, people were like, oh, he's done, he's gone, he's not my coach. I'm like, look, until they actually say he's not, he is. And then like 5 minutes later after I posted that, breaking news, Scott Frost has been fired. I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, all right, now y'all can say whatever the hell you want. And that I'll shut up.
I was at church when that happened.
Oh,
and I stepped out of church and sat in the back of my van and listened to Trev Alberts.
Oh,
listened to him. My kids were in the Sunday school church, and it came on my phone, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I love you, God. I got to go." And of course,
some things take precedence, dude. Some things are, just a little bit higher than certain things as far as importance, priorities.
Kenny, did you have you knew Scott, and I'm sure you know Trev also. I mean, did you have a take on that when that occurred?
When they let him go?
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't. Honestly, I just thought he had too many bad losses, and I don't think their personalities meshed. And my whole thing with Scott is like, and I know you watch podcasts and you heard me say, I'll never really bash him. I'll never, because it's my team, I'll never just go all into him. But my personal opinion is I don't think he ever took accountability. I don't think he can read the room at times. I think it's an arrogance to where he doesn't see that he's wrong. And I got backlash when he first got hired. I'm sure Bryan remembers.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't say that about the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I saw it then. So it was never accountability. First season, what was it, Troy Walters' fault?
Yeah.
He's gone. You know what I mean? You keep letting people go and this and that, and it was never, this is on me. You're calling those plays. No, I'm not going to be calling the plays, but then you calling the plays. You're right. And so I was just like, okay, yeah, it happened. Needed to happen because of what he had done. And I didn't see us progressing as a team over the years. You never saw, like I said, we had the people, we were all this close. No, that's not good enough. No. And it was always an excuse. It was never accountability. You come in, you change the culture from the jump. And you don't come in throwing the kids under the bus. Mm-hmm. You don't do that. And when he did that, he lost me from the jump with that. When I was like, that's not acceptable. My problem was a lot of Nebraska fans bought into it.
Yep.
And I was like, no, he's telling you this. I knew he's telling you this for when something goes wrong. It's not on me. It's not on me. It's the kids. It's them. It's not me coaching them. And even Will High touched on it when he was on here, remember? Yeah. No, you coach them where they're inefficient at. This one's not as good as backpedaling. There's not stop. You coach them in that if they're doing well enough. So still coach us, but this is what you work on to get them better so that this matches up with the other stuff. So I just saw it as a cop-out, and then it was always some lame excuse. So when it happened, and I knew Trev was going to be in there like, you trying to hear all that. We paying you this money, and then what's his name gave him that money, like the second year, and I was like, I tweeted, I was like, wow, I wish I could be this and get paid for that reward.
Yeah.
And everybody, Kenny, blah 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 blah, and that's what I got into with some people like you did, and I was like, why would you think a former player will want to see the school that he has shoulder problems, knees? All these players, why would you guys think we want to see our school fail?
Yeah.
And people were trying to argue, and I'm like, what would make you have more interest and be more invested in this program than some I blood, sweat, and tears for it? I'm not less than you as a fan, but don't sit up here and tell me and us that we want to see our school fail. No, we're frustrated with how it's going on. So, I just think Trev was on that boat. Like, nah, dude, I'm not trying to hear this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm really not trying to hear this. And then they giving you this money, and then now, I mean, everybody's hearing about all the other stuff that was occurring during that time.
Yeah,
and I just don't ever think he was held accountable from when he took the job to when he left. Look at his words he said about the program since he's left.
Yep.
And it's still
I don't think he's even mentioned us by name.
And it's like, dude, you don't get it. And I've even said he needs a publicist.
Yeah.
He needs someone to go in there and be like, no, coach, he needs media training. That's what I thought. These guys were the players and so on. So, and that's why they rebelled on him. A lot of those kids rebelled.
He needs a public handler.
And a lot of those kids rebelled on him in the first couple of years.
you can't blame them.
But you're saying it's the players, and you got the Cam Taylor-Britts and all these other guys that go on to the next level. It's the players? Or is it your scheme you're trying to run and your arrogance is failing and you're not prepared for the moment? I think it was that. So I was here nor there with it. I was like, oh, okay. Next up.
Yeah, let's not forget lack of professionalism either. And no professionalism from him whatsoever.
So,
yes,
yeah. So it was just quite unfortunate that, the Scott Frost Kool-Aid didn't work out. I mean, for especially for the podcast. I mean, it was just hot. I mean, well,
yeah.
Who was that famous T-shirt maker? I remember he was on an interview one time, and he just started crying because of the surge of business, for Husker shirts when Scott Frost was hired, right?
Yeah,
because they're all looking at him as the savior, and of course, you're the one who got us the T-shirt sponsorship, right?
I think I can't even remember who the hell that was. I remember
think they're out of business now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
matter of fact, I think I still have some of those shirts. That's the funny part, because we had to have them pre-made and we had to pay for all of them up front, and we did. And yeah, I remember that, but I can't remember the company it was, and I was the one that went and picked them up even, and I can't remember who the hell it was.
Yeah, because they'd be like, "Oh, thanks to our sponsor," whoever it was. Yeah,
I don't even remember now.
Now with the kind of unfortunate thing with Matt Rule, and I know you guys were kind of touching this on last week. It's just I don't know what his philosophy is. I thought his philosophy was going to be building the trenches, the defensive line and the offensive line. He's a big guy himself. He's defensive side of the ball, and it was kind of one of those things. Even I coach football. I mean, it's 8U football. I mean, it's nothing big, but even I could tell. Yeah, coach. I mean, even I could tell that our three front linemen were not big enough to play that 3-3 front that he wanted to play, and I don't understand why that adjustment wasn't made. I mean, Kenny, you've been part of the coaching, and Tom Osborne and everybody else. I mean, they adapted the system to the players? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, the main example is he went from old Nebraska defense and offensive players to the national championship winning when he had the system to the players when he went speed.
Right. Yeah, he went speed.
I mean, your wheel backer can't be a slow foot wheel backer. They had to be fast. That's why a lot of our wheel backers were fast. Former safeties. You get your linebackers, and all those guys, the Eric Johnsons, the Ortizes, and all those other guys. Jamel Williams, Farley.
Dude.
That's where you get all those guys.
Farley was a freak.
Yeah. So that's where you got all of them.
Yeah, and then, of course, we end up firing the defensive coordinator because he comes from an NFL perspective. He's just like, well, the players aren't talented enough, right? And of course,
he was done with me after that one. When he started throwing players under the bus, that it was straight up their fault, nobody else's. I'm like, nah, get the hell out of here, dude. And you're lucky those players didn't just flat out quit on you the rest of the season. They may have on certain games. They may have.
Let me throw something away real quick. I'll be right back. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, you good. But yeah, that's the way I felt about Butler. I didn't like the hire when they hired him. I didn't whatsoever.
Well, it was a desperate hire because it was. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to pick from. I mean, you were just hoping that he was hungry because he was vying for a defensive coordinator job in the NFL. Right? Yeah. He got stuck as an assistant or sometimes assistant defensive coordinator or coach. And of course, you want to see, that's one thing that Rule tries to do is hire these coaches that are motivated to get to the next level.
Yeah. And I think Butler hurt his chances more than anything because his defenses looked like shit.
I mean, but how much of that, we could say, but how much is that where, he came in late. It's really hard to adjust the defense. And then, you don't have the players to fit the system that you need. Because prior to that, you had the big boy from South Dakota, the polar bear, right?
Yeah, you had Nash, you had Robinson.
Hutmacher. And
yep, you had Hutmacher and Robinson. Plus you had guys you could slot in to replace them in certain plays. Yeah, when we only had Van Poppel being our only guy that was supposed to have push up front, and he didn't really get the chance. I mean, he was getting double teamed a lot, and nobody was getting freed up. Blitzes were being picked up too easily. I don't know. I just once
check this out, fellas. I'm gonna run. It was good talking to you, Frank. I gotta run to this event. I forgot all about.
Oh, shucks.
My nephew's having a.
Oh shit.
Cologne.
Well, yeah,
we're fine.
We're at the hour and a half. We're about to head out anyway.
We're good.
Dude.
So let me run and do that. Frankie, we're good catching up. We need to get you back on here soon.
Oh yeah.
During the season. The season.
Let me get him out of here. Yeah.
All right, Kenny. All right, brother.
All right.
Yeah, I was about to get us down to the outro anyway and get us on out here because, dude, people's attention spans nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we'll have ones that are like 45 minutes long, and those will have way more views than something that was only maybe 55.
I remember I would break them down into segments sometimes. So I'd have our big 3-hour segment, right? And then I'd break it down into 3 hours, and then I would break those down into what are the 10, 15-minute increments, right? To get our numbers up, right?
Yeah.
So
I tried doing that.
I just want to get one last take because I saw you guys were talking about the blackout.
Yeah.
Oh. So like I said, I listen to a lot of unfortunately, I'm a Cowboys fan, right? Unfortunately,
yeah.
Right? And but the thing is, I listen to a lot of 105.3 The Fan down there, down in Dallas, Texas, and Bob Laufenberg, former backup quarterback for the Cowboys, he did the radio. The national radio broadcast in that show. And the thing was, so of course he does his weekly segment, on the 105.3 The Fan. And the first thing that he talked about was how loud and that atmosphere of that blackout. And I still think that's kind of essential that we kind of keep that, because even if you have outsiders, right? They talk about how great our fan base is and how loud it is. I still think that's quite pertinent. That we have something like that. And I don't know if you and Kenny were both like, should we keep it? Should we not keep it? Because we keep losing every time we wear those jerseys, right? Kind of curse, right?
Yeah, we did talk about that. And the way Troy Dannon's talking is this is going to be a yearly thing.
It is going to be a yearly, okay.
Yep, they put a post out. It's looking like it's going to be the Halloween night game this year against Washington. And hopefully a night game. We won't know until we get closer, of course, because you never know what TV slots you'll have open and things like that. But for the blackout game, it's got to be a night game. You cannot pull something like that. We tried it with UCLA years back when we had just the black shirt. Right? Yeah. And it doesn't look right at all. At 11 a.m. kickoff in black uniform. It didn't look right. But the fans play a very huge part in it as well. They came through on last year against USC wearing black. The field had the end painted black, the end zones painted black. All red had been replaced with black. And for the fans to come in and do what they did, I think that showed Dannon and the rest of the staff as far as what they do with marketing, what they do with bookings, things like that, special things they're going to do in the season. I think that showed them that the fans are willing to let tradition go for a night and have fun, just have a blast. And yeah, I think it's going to be a yearly thing from now on. And as long as they keep doing it the way they have done it last year, the wins and losses, I don't think will matter because the atmosphere is just that ridiculous.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about, the Husker, how like the Buckeyes. And so they get the little sticker for the Buckeye. I don't know if you remember this, but I talked about the players could earn like a little puzzle piece, right? If they do something great on defense, and then they could build themselves a black shirt helmet, right? So right. So they can build it right, and so it changes the helmet from the end to the black shirt helmet. So you can see that this person has truly earned his black shirt.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I remember we got
a great idea.
So I remember we got a lot of flack on that because there's people saying, no, we like the traditional in, right? And of course, me, I love all the alternative jerseys. I collect them all. Like right here, I have the 2017 jersey, right? There
you go.
I got it off of eBay. They were selling it. I was like, shucks, I'll pay $20 for it. Why not?
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
throwback to the 97 title team. Hell yeah. It's got the old mesh look. I loved that.
yeah. And then, and the thing is here, when you wear a Husker jersey here in Hawaii, shucks, everyone thinks you're wearing a 49ers jersey, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. So they're like, go 49ers. We're like, no, go Big Red, right? Huskers, right? That's how you chant back. And do you remember the was it the 100-year memorial jersey that they had with the blue outline?
That was ugly. So ugly.
Yeah, I got it on sale on eBay for like, $20 or whatever. So I'm just like,
yeah, I bet that one would be cheap. That was so ugly.
Yeah, so everyone thinks that when you wear that one, you're wearing a Patriots jersey. Is that a Patriots jersey?
Oh my God. It looks more like a Washington Sentinels jersey from the replacements than it looks like that.
Right.
And I think the ugliest we've ever worn was the big N on the front against Wisconsin.
That's still one of my favorite. I know nobody
Really?
likes that. Nobody likes that. That's one of my favorites because it just represents the N, man. I mean, I don't like that color red, but shucks, that big old N, that's a Nebraska jersey when you see it. That's why I love it. And plus, we beat Wisconsin in that game.
We did win that game. And yet those uniforms have never come back. And I don't think they ever will.
That same jersey is still selling on eBay from like 6 years ago when I bought my first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I bet those ones are pretty cheap.
Yeah, they are. They're like $10 or whatever.
Oh, shit. So, hey, maybe I could pick one up just for the hell of it.
Of course, you also have the what was that white one with like kind of you could hardly see it. If you remember, we had that Navy SEAL that was on our football team that helped develop it. Kind of like a little grayish, camo kind of a look to it. So I've been trying to find that one, and I can't find that one.
And don't forget the alternate away one we wore against Northwestern, the iced out look.
Yeah, the one that we played against Northwestern.
Yep, that's 2014. Like all white with chrome on the face mask and everything. Yeah, that was.
I was at that game,
Nice. Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was in Chicago. Went to that game. It was.
Oh, damn! Well, yeah, that would have been a few years before we even knew each other. So.
Yeah, I ended up having to. My family, we couldn't get all the tickets together, so we had to. My family sat on the other side of the field, and I had to go sit with the Northwestern fans.
Oh God, I would have loved that.
But the thing was, there's so many Husker fans there that there was hardly any Northwestern fans that were sitting next to me. And I don't know if you remember, there was like a little part in the third quarter or something like that where all these Northwestern players kept getting injured. And I'm just like, oh my God, do these Northwestern players always get injured? And of course, all the Northwestern fans were like, shut up. He's injured. It's like,
I can't believe some of them. I'm surprised some of them weren't like, yeah, it does happen all the time.
Yeah, well, that's before before the bad luck started hitting us, and the program kind of went the craps after that with the Mike Riley hire and all that stuff. Shucks, but yeah. So, anyways, I think these alternative jerseys, the blackouts, I think those are all very significant things to kind of keep the program significant until we can get it. Because I was running analytics on Gronk yesterday, and even on like Gemini and all these different AI things. And they're all saying that we're just going to win maybe 6 games.
Yeah, there's not high hopes for this season coming up with that schedule. There's just not. I had Jen Red on with us a few weeks back, and even their, way too early preseason predictions, that the most wins any of them gave us was 6. Yeah,
it's 6. I think the line's at 6. I think the line's at, of course, 6.5, right? Well, even when we did our first year in 2018, when we did our predictions, you had them going undefeated, right?
Hey,
you're like, I can't pick against them.
I still do it. I still apologize for it before I do it, but I still do it. I can't help myself. It's just, I will give the fanatic prediction out of me, but then I'll give a little bit more realistic one, but it's still skewed toward being the fanatic in me. So either way, it's just every year I've got hope. I've always got hope. I can't help it.
Yeah, well, if we don't build that defensive line, we're not going to have a whole lot of hope on defense. And I kind of wonder about that. It's kind of like my biggest concern, if our new defensive coordinator can, with what talent that we do have, if he can generate a pass rush or not.
I'm feeling pretty good with our new defensive coordinator. I like Orich. I think what he's bringing. I think what he's bringing from San Diego State is good. And yes, I understand it's Mountain West. I get all that talk. I get all the bullshit that you're going to bring with that. But the fact remains, we're not going to be in a fucking 3-down lineman set anymore. And I'm so excited about that. I love a 4-down lineman set for the simple fact that you're not going to get a guy that's going to get double teamed all damn game. And if you're bringing pressure off the edge with a linebacker or you're bringing them up the middle, you got more of a chance of getting home on that. And that's just that we had none of that last year whatsoever. Blitzes got picked up all the time. Very rarely got pressure. There's so many games where the next day on the episode, we'd talk about how there was no pressure. Zero, none. He had all day back there to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And it didn't matter the team either. Could have been Maryland. Yeah. The Minnesota game is a great example of that. It just terrible.
Do you think the Minnesota game, I mean, of course you have the injury against USC. Do you think that's the main reason why Dylan Raiola ended up leaving? I mean, shucks, he was sacked like nine times.
I don't think that had a whole lot to do with it. I think there was some behind-the-scenes stuff with his dad that he wasn't happy about. His dad wasn't happy about.
Well, there had to be something because his son's getting murdered out there, and he ended up having a pretty significant injury there in the USC game. And of course now he's willing to sit a year behind the quarterback up in Oregon, who's going to probably be the first pick next year, possibly.
I suppose I can divulge this. I mean, nobody will ever know who the hell told me this, but I can say this with confidence that Raiola's dad wanted him to be somewhere where they were going to keep him more in line on a shorter leash. And
really? So
Yep. He did not feel like Ruland staff were keeping him on a short enough leash, letting him do more of what he wants to do rather than what they want him to do.
Oh, which I get. Aware of that. So they wanted a little bit stricter on him then.
Yes. And I don't know if Oregon would be the place you'd go for that either. So that the move didn't make sense to me. But I got to be honest, I was over the Raiola shit anyway. I was ready to move on.
Well, I don't know if you remember, there was a couple times where he should have dove for the first down, but he slid and he was like a yard short. And I remember my kids weren't around me, and I just remember my top just blew, right?
Good.
And I don't know. I just feel bad, with Dylan and being a legacy kid, and shocked it just didn't work out, and just kind of, like what you're saying, the shorter leash, it's kind of hard, because we're all naive in many ways, and he just didn't have he didn't have that quarterback to look up to, kind of like, everyone says he was watching film and all that stuff, but how much of that is true? But those seniors are quite important. Those we need to get to those 23 and 24-year-olds on the team to kind of show how things are done. Anyways, I know we got to get going here. I wanted to point out one more thing. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this. With our when we had that one podcast, we were talking about Iowa, and like every time you said the name Iowa, or if I said the name Iowa, I'd play the Kurt Angle song in the background.
Oh yeah,
you suck. You suck.
I might have to bring that back. Oh
yeah,
I forgot all about that. I might have to bring that back. That would be something great to put in every single time for the Iowa episode.
Yeah. Every time you talk about Iowa, you just got that playing, and every time you see Iowa, also that music just starts playing for like 3 seconds, right? And
yes.
So, anyway,
I'll pull that audio clip, and I will go through the entire episode. And each time it's said, I will put it in.
Yeah, the edit. Oh, shucks, that edit. That took forever, that one. I think I only did for like 1 or 2 episodes. After that, I was like, okay, I'm done. But I just thought it was just a little funny thing that we did on the podcast there.
Yeah, I will admit now I had no idea what went into editing whatsoever. I had no idea what to do with it, how to do it. And I still learn as I go, and things have gotten easier. But holy shit, like this, some of the stupid little things I'm going to throw in with this episode is probably going to take me the rest of the damn day. It probably will.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And you're looking for like a stupid 3 or 5 second clip, and no other clip will do in your head except that clip. And you will spend a half hour looking for a 5-second clip or longer just to put it in for that one moment. You don't know if people are going to laugh about it or not.
Yeah, you don't know. And I remember I would have to write down the timeline wherever you use the F-bomb on the, because I would edit that out. 11:21.
First time I did that, man. First time I did that, I was like, I don't give a fuck.
You're like, yeah. I was like, go ahead, and then I just put a funny sound right where that was.
Oh god, yeah, I think it was like a boing or something like that.
Yep, it was.
Oh,
but
yeah. Once again, that was just audio only back then.
Yeah, Audacity was what I used at the time, and then of course, we had the band. The
Killigans.
The Killigans. I was just listening to the record last week. Because I really liked their 2018 album, I believe it is. Really nice album. I mean, you talk about the Constitution, hard hitting, and all that stuff. So I love that. I love that album, and it was just great to get them on board. They didn't charge us for using their song or anything like that. And the thing is, whenever my kids hear that song, they just love it because they were babies when I played that song for them.
Yeah, so that's going to hit that certain memory.
Yeah, every time they hear it, they're like, Johnny the
triggers that memory.
Yeah, it triggers that memory. So,
anyways, and it's funny too because another podcast actually was using that for a little while. The BA Coaches Show. He ended up having that as his intro music, and he used visuals from at the time the new college football game from a couple of years ago of just Huskers stuff. So the way he put it together was pretty cool, and it was kind of nice to see another podcast come back and use that. So it was another thing that kind of came full circle.
Yeah, I know. And the thing was, they were trying to use that song in the beginning of the fourth quarter there for a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't last.
It just didn't work. And I know, like the folks on Husker Online, they call it bar music or whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
It didn't get the best reviews, I guess.
I think the song's great myself. I mean,
so do I. I have it on my playlist on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's on my playlist, and of course, Thunderstruck. I mean,
hey, you can't go wrong with AC/DC, man.
Yeah, because even I got that on my kids' playlist, right? And you just put them on random. There's that, or was that First Light show with Thunderstruck and all that stuff, and it pops up, and of course, my kids are singing it, and of course, Soren, he didn't talk a whole lot when he was younger, but whenever he heard that AC/DC song, he was just like, Thunder!
Yes!
Yes, so it's just, anyways, just reminiscing. But no, it's great to be on the podcast, reminisce, and all that stuff, and I look forward to my next invite.
Hell yeah, Frank. Like I said, it's going to be this football season, man. We'll get you on to recap a game with us, and just hopefully it's a win. If not, we could just have a curse-fueled episode for the whole thing for all I care. Anyway, we really don't care anymore, dude. So many things have happened during games that we've come on and been like, you know what? Fuck the world. Fuck everything. Fuck you. Fuck it. Just fuck it all. So it's kind of how things go sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that we're almost 2 hours into this, and it's because I'm on here. So,
dude, it doesn't bother me anymore whatsoever. The way I look at it, it could equal up to more views because people aren't going to sit through the whole thing in one shot. So that's a view right there for when they stop. So when they go back, that'll be another view for when they get back on there and watch the rest. I don't care. Double the pleasure, double the fun.
It's kind of like listening to the Joe Rogan podcast when he goes on, 3 hours.
About nothing. About nothing. I used to think that guy was funny. I just don't anymore. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm over him.
Yeah, I saw the Netflix special a few months ago, and I was like, okay.
I'm over him.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's get the hell on out of here, Frank. This is a blast, dude. All right, so everybody, you know where to find the show over on Twitter and Instagram at Husker Army Pod, and email us over at huskerarmypod@yahoo.com. Don't forget, you can check our stuff out now at characterchronicles.com as well. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. Helps us out a lot in the algorithm. Leave a comment if you can. Always get back to those as soon as possible. So I think that'll be it, Frank.
Can I do how I used to end the Scarlet and the Cream?
You know what? Yes. You know what? Absolutely. Take us on out, Frank.
All right. And always go Big Red.